Steeler fan, what's up? We in a close one. Big G, Kerb Afton, what's up, everybody? What are you guys thinking about this game we got going on here?
What's up, man?
Standard Steelers heart attack.
We did it to our damn selves, man. This is ridiculous. Do it to our damn selves, man.
Hey, Kerb, it's lack of explosiveness. Yep. It's lack of explosiveness.
Exactly. That one drive, you took 8 minutes to get a freaking touchdown.
Mason Rudolph like 15 for 17 for like 130 yards. I thought,
I wouldn't mind taking 8 minutes on a drive if we were winning.
Right.
Yeah.
They almost got in the field goal range, man. It's gonna come down if Boswell makes the kick. No stupid penalties, man. They're gonna kick the field goal right here, bro. They're gonna kick the field goal.
They use their
no dumbass penalties. No dumbass penalties right here. No dumbass. No, the timeout got called because they had an injured player.
Got injured, right?
Yeah. Pierre Lapue got injured, and they made us burn our last timeout.
They ain't make us. He got to get his Zach Frazier on. Get your ass off the field. Crawl.
Big down here. It's 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8, man.
Man, the Chiefs
this
like
huge.
Go ahead.
This huge, man. And I'm so pissed off at Pittsburgh going away from Jalen Warren in the run game because they thought Gainwell was having a better game. Yeah. That's ridiculous, man.
They fall in love with Gainwell.
That was horrible strategy.
Y'all gotta hurry to the line of scrimmage. What the fuck is y'all doing? Excuse me. What was y'all doing?
Oh man.
Hey, DK walking with the ball like it's.
It's 4th down.
It's over.
We lost?
Yeah.
You got to be freaking kidding me.
Incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass. So.
Oh, my God. Damn, man. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous, man. It is ridiculous. It is totally ridiculous, man.
I think the motto for this whole game is what the hell just happened.
It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous, man. It's totally ridiculous. Well, every time, man.
Let's start right there. What part is ridiculous to you?
Our inability, so we can't put together a game plan that benefits us. And when we have the ability to gash them in areas, we go completely away from it. Why do we stop running Gainwell? He gashed them all game. He had one play where he had negative yards rushing. He averaged damn near 6 yards a carry. Give him the damn ball. They're missing all 3 of their linebackers. That's number one. And then from a defensive standpoint, why in the hell are we sitting in cover 3? We sat in cover. We made literally no adjustment for the second half, sat in cover 3 the whole freaking time, and they gashed us. They gashed us in the second half. Come out of cover 3. What the hell is wrong with you? Dog, this is unexcusable. This one is unexcusable. This is totally unexcusable. There's no way in hell we should have lost this game. Absolutely no way in hell. If anything, this is on the coaches. If anything, this is on the coaches. Totally on the coaches.
Afton, how'd you see it?
It was like watching a slow motion train wreck. They had our hopes up there for a few minutes, but without the strip sack in the end zone, it wouldn't have been close.
Mm-hmm. Kerb, your thoughts?
I mean, you said it, Tate. This team can't be explosive. You end up taking, I don't know exactly how much that drive was, but it was at least 6
minutes.
6 minutes, 8 minutes. 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 basically dinking all the way up the field.
Matriculate was the word they use in the broadcast.
I mean, and sometimes that is a good thing, but in this situation, you didn't need that. This team is, and the Bears are the same way. But both of these teams they rely on turnovers. They rely on the splash plays. I mean, the Steelers remind me of a guy that's a gambler, and he pays his rent by his gambling. So if he wins in his gambling bets, he can pay his rent. If he don't win, he can't pay the rent. And that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like the Steelers are with. If they don't have the splash plays, they have a hard time of winning.
Bro, Arthur Smith called a horrible freaking game.
It don't matter. If they don't have the splash
It does
plays,
matter. It does matter.
That's all part of it. But that's all part of it.
You have to play complimentary football. You have to play complimentary football.
I understand.
Why do you go away from Jaylen Warren? It makes absolutely no sense.
I've always said Arthur Smith is part of the problem too, but that's in the big scheme of things. That's all part of the same.
I think if we look at Arthur Smith history, outside of the 1 year in Tennessee, he designs good offenses that physical and run the ball, but he goes away from his stars. I mean, Bijan Robinson didn't start having good games until he left Atlanta. Kyle Pitts was never used. I mean, he wanted to get the ball to the dude we cut last year, the little backup tight end. He wanted to get the ball to Jonnu Smith. He wants to get the ball to everybody except his
why in the hell is he trying to get the ball to Jonnu Smith? Mount Washington had 3 targets today. What kind of ridiculousness is that?
I'm talking about when he was in Atlanta. That's his MO. Mm-hmm. I'm saying it's coming to show. You say, why didn't he give Warren the ball more? He likes to try and use the supplementary players to go to them. I don't know why. It's just as I look back at his history, that's what he does.
Bro, we ran for almost 2 stacks and lost. We ran for almost 200 freaking yards and lost. We should have ran for 300 on them. Easily 300 yards. Easily. We ran for almost 2 stacks and lost. That's ridiculous. That is horrible ass play calling. There's no excuse for that. You were gashing them all game. Run the damn ball. And all of a sudden he falls in love with Kenneth Gainwell. Get Gainwell out of here. He had 1 big run for 50-something freaking yards. Get him out of here. No, that was bad calling Arthur Smith, bro. You line up and run the freaking ball. They don't have any linebackers. They don't have none. Run it straight at them. But Arthur Smith wanted to be cute. Get Jonnu Smith involved. Get Gainwell involved. Get their ass out of here. Get them out of here. They can't beat anybody for us. Darnell Washington can. Pat Freiermuth can. DK Metcalf can. Jaylen Warren can. But you're trying to make and take your right. You're saying the same shit that he said. I feel you, but it's ridiculous, man. And dog, we don't play right. That's Arthur Smith, man. This game is totally on Arthur Smith. Totally on Arthur Smith. Ridiculous.
I think Arthur Smith has some accountability in his play calling, but I mean,
absolutely.
The defense scored a touchdown, but the defense was leaking a little bit too today, man. Let's go ahead and get into the post game part of this. Thanks everybody for tapping in this joint. Big G, go ahead and shout out some of the folk in the live chat before we get started, man.
Hold on, man. Let me get my computer over here. I mean, we appreciate all y'all rocking with us on the post game show, man. Big Pun, Craig Withrow, Great One, 038, Paper Plane Wayne in the building. Hey, Paper Plane, we appreciate you over here. Bigfoot Center, what's going on with you? Joshua Armstead, the diabolical Claude Bishop himself is over here. 6 Sour over here, man. Still a lead 9-10. Gerald Albany, what's going on, man? Valley 4, what's happening? Mr. Woodside here. Reginald Rivers is in the building. Dwayne McNair, Mark Tobin, Stiller DNA, Boxing Man. I said Valley Ford already, man. We got a lot of people over here in the live chat. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, the post-game show. Man, we're going to get it in. But, man, I'm sick of it, bro. I just can't take it no more, man. It's Arthur all y'all that want to blame the head coach because the defense was big trash too. But Arthur Smith played a trash game. Dog, it's in the first quarter We just came out and gashed them right off the back. And this fool calls an out route to DK Metcalf on a 4th and 1. Dog, we was going to go down and score. Dummy. That's a pick on him. Let's go.
Pittsburgh Steelers fans, Know It All Nation, thanks for tapping in to another episode of the 2-Minute Warning Postgame Podcast. I'm one of 4 of us here with Afton, Kerb, and Big G. We've already gave our knee-jerk reaction, talked about our instant feelings at the end of the game as the Steelers lose a 31-28 game to the Chicago Bears in Chicago.
Ridiculous.
We'll just go ahead and get started with the stats right away and take it from there. Afton, can you go ahead and read the stats for us, please?
After you muted.
We lost this one in a highly disappointing fashion, 28-31. Total yards, we had 345. They had 328. We had 159 passing yards to their 229. We had 186 rushing yards to their 99. We had 5 yards per play. They had 5.4. Did y'all see what our yards per play was at halftime?
Yes.
It was like 7.8.
Can you read that again? 186 rushing yards to 99 rushing yards. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Go ahead, Afton.
We had 22 first downs. They had 19. We went 8 for 14 on 3rd down. They went 7 for 13. We went 1 for 3 on 4th down. They went 1 for 1. We had 69 total plays to their 61. We allowed 2 sacks and we got 1 sack. We punted 3 times. They punted 4. We had 6 penalties for 41 yards. They had 7 penalties for 83 yards and we still lost. And we lost 1 fumble and they lost 2.
And we beat them in time of possession. Again. It's horrible, man.
Again, I don't know
horrible.
about again. That's damn near a first, I feel like.
No, we won time of possession last week.
Yeah,
we won time of possession back-to-back weeks.
5 seconds.
Hey, listen, man.
That one drive that cost us a lot of time. We did get a score. Is a drive that put us over the top for our time of possession. We needed them to strike fast. They couldn't strike fast.
But the issue is we should be winning time of possession because we should run the freaking ball. That's all. Listen, the defense got gashed today, so I ain't making no excuse for Mike Tomlin. Hell to the no, because we sat and covered freaking 3.
Chicago,
we sat and covered freaking 3.
Chicago,
no second half adjustments.
Chicago averages 375 yards a game offensive. We held them under 50 yards of their regular offensive output. The secondary had been playing well. They gave up 3 touchdown passes to Caleb Williams today.
But Tate, we made no adjustments defensively in the second half. We sat and covered 3. The announcers called it out. TJ Watt and them said, "Here they go and teach cover 3 again." They gassed us in cover 3. Yeah, why do you not move the press man? Move the press man and make Caleb beat you.
I mean, I think it was evident that we had Slay out there. That's not Slay's strong suit. Joey Porter got hurt. I think the secondary were down some guys. We ain't seen Asante Samuel yet. Now, why Jabril Peppers isn't playing, I don't know. But it looks to me they were limited in the secondary, and they were running a scheme that I think those were comfortable with. Kyle Duggar, when they went man, got beat by a straight, quick slant by the tight end, Loveland. I mean, that cost a touchdown. I mean,
No
Yeah,
adjustments.
it's a total team loss.
No, hell no. Hell no. No, well, I put it on the coaches. Claude for the super chat for the $5, man. This team is mid, and you just accept it because I have, and now they're in second place. Wow. Claude, I ain't mad at you. That's damn near facts.
Yeah, I'm about ready to join the Claude train, says nobody ever in life. But right now, how I feel, man, that game to me turned on that fourth down. We were up 14-7, going down to control the game. I'm not mad at going for it, but you gotta execute that. I mean, I'm not so sure they shouldn't have challenged. If it was challengeable, I don't know.
They blew the whistle.
Yeah, you can't know when they blow the whistle. Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, I think that's the first time I saw that, and I worked all year that they tried it. It might have been the second. I don't know. I feel like it's the first time I remember. But the game turned there because we went from controlling the game, potentially going down and getting a touchdown, going up 21-7, getting the ball back in the second half, and having a stranglehold on the game, and that went away.
But Tate, we're up 21-17 at halftime. The Bears adjusted, and we didn't. And from an offensive standpoint, we went away from our strength. And from a defensive standpoint, we didn't adjust. We sat in cover 3, 75 to 80% of the plays in the second half. And Jaylen Warren didn't get no damn carries in the second half. That is real. That is horrible freaking coaching. That is offensive coach and the defense coach. That is trash. That is horrible coaching.
The Steelers were excellent on third down efficiency. The fourth down was allowed. I guess the one they got stopped that last play, Mason Rudolph. But I mean, he didn't have no other option. I feel like both the sacks Afton mentioned, they both were on Mason Rudolph. Both were on Mason Rudolph. Held the ball,
okay.
and he threw one interception. He fumbled the ball.
But man, I mean, dog, we should. That's why you don't go away from your strength. That's why you run Jaylen Warren. You run him dog. We had almost 202 bills, and we went away from it. Even if you take away Gainwell's 56-yard run, we still got 130 yards rushing. Run the damn ball. They stopped us for one negative play the whole game. We kept going to that little outside zone stuff and all. Get that big trash stuff out of here. Line up and run the damn ball. Line up and run the ball straight at them. That's not rocket science.
I do think they are better off at man on man, hat on hat blocking, just bully. I mean, you got a line up and offensive linemen that are athletic, that are quick. You put in Spencer Anderson, and hey, Darnell Washington got beat more. I see him get beat in the blocking game today too.
Exactly.
I'm not used to seeing that. He did today though.
But you know, he got beat in the pass run game because what they did is the Bears saw on film that I can set my edges outside of these guys and get after them. The Bears saw that on film. They made the adjustment. That's why I said this game is on the coaching. Tomlin, Arthur Smith, damn Terrell Austin. They lost this game, bro. The coaches lost this game. There's no excuse for them. There's absolutely no excuse. They lost this game. All three of them damn coaches lost this game. There's no excuse. You're up 21-17 and you get the ball to start the second half and you don't win the game? What the hell? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. And the turnovers were basically damn near even. And it wasn't like Caleb was gashing us. When he started gashing us is when we went to cover 3. If I have Roma Duze, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, and Loveland, and I'm off 7 yards, I'm pulling straight up and throwing them the damn ball. And that's what he did the whole second half. He gashed us. He totally gashed us.
I do not like the off coverage. Like I said, Porter didn't play a lot of the second half. James Pierre didn't look as good as he looked last week. I don't know because the defense they're running. I don't know, but I mean, Kerb and Afton, you guys give us some. What do you think? You think Big G's on to something? Is it all on coaching? Is there any player accountability in this game?
I mean, even from the rushing standpoint, Warren had 10 for what? Let me see. Let me get back to it.
10 for like 70 something.
If that's all he had was 10 carries.
No. He had 18 carries for 68 yards, 3.8. Gainwell was 10 for 92, 9.2.
But
And
60 on one play.
so you take away the 50, the 55, that would have gave him 9 of 37, 4.1. So it wasn't like he was trash and Warren was lighting it up. I mean, I just think as a whole, they probably should have as a team, they probably should have ran the ball more. But I'm not going to really say, not running Warren was the issue. I just think as a team, they need to run the ball more.
Warren did need more touches, though.
Yeah.
But what do you think, Afton, about the offense?
I think there's plenty of blame to go around. Mason did not do enough. And
Facts.
somebody, I saw it in the chat earlier. Every long ball he threw was to the outside and ended up out of bounds, right?
Facts.
Go balls, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We lost yards on a lot of runs that I don't know what we were doing. There were some play calls that I was scratching my head and inventing new words that are not fit for polite company. It was just a very frustrating game to watch.
If they're new words, we wouldn't know that they're not polite. If you made up some that could be new to the American vernacular, let us hear it.
They're Afton's new words because she don't cuss like that. But I know she's got some explicits in the chamber and she's trying to hold back because she's rather pissed, Afton. I understand you. I'm feeling you. Tate, let me read this super chat, man. Mason PL1ZQ for the $5, man. Highest paid defense yet again. Also, what the beep couldn't they call the offense and how they did in the fourth and the third? The franchise needs a reset. I ain't mad at you for that. That was horrible play calling by Arthur Smith, and it was horrible execution of the defensive calls because we sat in damn cover 3. At least go to cover 2. At least go to 2. At least go to 2. How about man press? How about man press? Can we get man press once or twice? Can we get it? I mean, what the hell? What the hell? Personnel doesn't necessarily dictate scheme. You got to play with what you got. You got to play.
Well, I think that's what they were doing. They don't have man press guys out there.
They got it.
That's exactly what they were doing.
They got it. What you call $4.20? Wow, that must be Canadian. Pass the joint pods. 10 and 7 wild card extras. Rinse and repeat. Listen. I ain't mad at you because that's the way it's looking. That's the way it's looking. It's looking like 10 and 7, 9 and 8, rinse and repeat. You're absolutely correct.
I'll just say this. I saw some of the Baltimore game today. They didn't look all that impressive against the Jets. I mean, so it's still hope. Yeah, we still got 2 games against Baltimore, but I'm not having any high expectations for the Steelers. I just think they can beat Baltimore, but I'm not saying they're going to beat Baltimore win the division. I'm down. I'm usually always a trending up guy, but I see trending down now. I mean,
so
go ahead, Afton.
Going into this game, I think if we won, the odds of going to the playoffs was like 56%, and losing is like 31 or something.
That is facts.
Honestly, looking at our schedule coming up, I am extremely doubtful that we make the playoffs at all.
9 and 8 ain't gonna get us in. 9 and 8 is not gonna do it.
Vegas is thinking that Baltimore going to beat the Steelers twice, and
next week,
win the division.
Next week is a playoff game because Buffalo in the same boat.
Yeah, but 9 and 8 ain't getting us in. 10 wins is what's gonna get you in. If you get 10, you're gonna get in. 10 is not, and Pittsburgh, they gave away 2. The Steelers gave away the Bengals game the first thing and gave away the Bears game. They gave away 2. We should have 8 wins right now. We should have 8 wins. We gave away 2. Gave 2 away.
At this point, they got to just worry about winning the division. That's how they're going to get in the playoffs. It ain't going to be no wild card. They got to win the division.
A 10-win wild card is going to be out there, Kirby. Look at the AFC.
They
10-win
they
10-win wild card's gonna make it.
They already lost a tiebreaker against the Chargers. If that's one of the teams.
Yep. A 10-win wild card is going to make it. But the issue is, it doesn't matter when we lose games we shouldn't lose. And this is on the coaching. I mean, I don't, there's no other way to clean this up. This is on them coaches, man. They called horrible. They called horrible play calling. They called horrible. And like I said, the defense got a defensive touchdown, so they kept us in the game. Right? Because the final score was 31-28, so I can't get super pissed at them. I'm pissed because we sat in freaking cover 3, but they kept us in the game. They only gave up really 21 points. My issue is with that damn offense. Why are you – they don't have no middle linebackers, and you're running 60% of the plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers ran outside the tackles. That's diabolical. Run it straight at them. They don't have no freaking middle linebackers. Run it straight at them because every time we ran it at them, we gashed them. And they wouldn't, for whatever reason, we're going to go away from it. Dumb. That's a dumbass coach. I don't care what nobody say. That's a dumbass coach.
I didn't like that one call where I don't think they gave Gainwell the first down, but it was like a reverse pivot handoff where, he was going to the right. Then he came back to the left. I mean, that terrible play, man. It's just run the ball, man. We run between the tackles. Get an aggressive run game.
Run the ball in between the tackles. Why do we not do that? They don't have no middle linebackers. Their middle linebackers was super trash. Matter of fact, during the game, that one of the middle linebackers got lost for the game. So they were down to a backup, and they don't gash it. That's horrible. Horrible freaking play calling. And then you don't even try to be tough and go to Washington in the middle of the field. Throw Washington the ball in the middle of the field. He's going to destroy everybody he comes across. What kind of play calling is that?
I think that's part of it too. I agree with you there too. Like they don't take any shots in the middle of the field, but that's probably come from Mike Tomlin though too.
That's Arthur Smith, bro. That's Arthur Smith with that. That's Arthur Smith.
Matt Canada, they don't believe because it's too risky to throw in the middle of the field in the head coach's prayer view.
Man, that was Arthur Smith. With matter of fact, you saw what the offense looks like without Aaron Rodgers audibling today. That's what you saw. Aaron Rodgers audibles to a lot of stuff. That's what the offense looked like. And the majority of those calls were outside of the tackle. Those are calls that would be in the game that Mason didn't audible from, that Rodgers would audible from. Everything was outside of the tackles. That's dumb. That's dumb offensive coaching.
He's running jet sweeps with tight ends.
Right. He ran twice with Jonnu Smith. He ran a jet sweep twice, Kirby, and got DK hurt on one of them. He ran a jet sweep with Jonnu Smith twice and got DK hurt. What kind of hell is that? What? You at least with Calvin Austin?
He picked up 5 or 6 yards on both of them. I bet he ran 2 times for
just for the
10, 11 yards.
Nah, yeah, this game, Kansas City won. Kansas City won. But dog, this is horrible play calling. Horrible play calling. There's no way you attack the middle of the field and the middle of the defense. That's why I'm pissed. And I'm pissed at the defense because we sat in freaking cover 3. What that? Oh my God, dog. And they got it, dog. If I can sit at home and I'm watching this on TV, if I can sit at home and watch it on TV, there's no way in hell you can't tell me they can't see that. They're live and these are professional coaches. I ain't coached a down in professional football, and I knew how to beat the damn Steelers. I figured it out. Afton, didn't I text? And I said, Afton, during cover 3, I said, they got to come out of that cover 3. I said, and didn't I text Afton? And I said, they done figured it out. We better come out that cover 3. I'm at home and I'm watching it on TV. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Let's go ahead and get into our positional breakdowns and grades. Afton, what side of the ball you want to start on first?
Offense.
All right, Kerb, let's start with quarterback. What do you think about Mason Rudolph and give him a grade?
I give him a C.
Hell no.
I give him a C. I mean, he wasn't trash. And again, I mean, like I always say with this team, he just mid. I mean, he wasn't trash. I can't sit there and say he was garbage. I give him a C. I mean, he probably could go to C minus, but I give him a C.
F. It's marked F. F.
Mason was 24, 31, 171, 1 TD, 1 interception, 1 fumble, 2 sacks.
F. F. There's no way. There's
Why,
no
Big
freaking
G?
way.
Why?
Could you read the stats one more time?
24, 31. That's good.
Okay, how many yards?
171.
About a 3-yard average per play. About 3-4 yard average per play.
No,
Threw a pick on the outside and he fumbled.
Completion wise, that's like 6 yards per completion.
F. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Petey, man, we appreciate the $1.99. Make sure you come back with your comment, bro. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for rocking with us. F. Go ahead, Afton.
We'll give him a D because that opening interception, he didn't let that throw him off. He still had a few drives where he actually performed after that. But then his performance after that earns him a D.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's why I said he's at the F. Tate, what's your grade?
I'm gonna go ahead and side with Afton in this. I'll give him a D plus. I'm between Kerb and Afton. I think man, he had 2 turnovers. They scored off both of them.
14 points.
He took 2 sacks. He took them. I don't think it was on the line.
Facts.
Because even on 2 of them that Sweat was involved in, Darnell Washington really gave him enough time. You know what I mean? Darnell may end up winning, but that's like 3.5, 4 seconds. You know, against Chicago's premier edge rusher anyway.
That's facts.
I mean, so some of his throws, like that last deep throw, well, not one of the last ones, but on the series before they punted. And I didn't think they should have punted when it was 4th and 8. I think you go for it. If you stop them, they get a field goal. You still need a touchdown, but I'm not giving them the ball back to run clock. But it worked out for them. They just couldn't do what they needed to do as far as when they did get the ball back. But yeah, man. So I'm gonna give Mason a D plus. I mean, just because he plays for a decent percentage, but it was a lot of dink and dunk stuff. And that the pass I was talking about was that pass he missed on a go route down the sideline. Roman Wilson had his man beat. He didn't give Roman Wilson any opportunity to try and make a play with the ball. Not any. That ball sailed out of bounds. Roman Wilson had his man beat down the sideline. You throw it even a little bit towards the middle and not out of bounds. He got a chance to run under it. But also he's limited in weaponry, because like the Steelers are really, really missing another elite receiver. Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin are number 3s. They're 3s. And Jonnu Smith hasn't paid off either.
I would like to see what they look like with improved quarterback play, because I think Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson runs free entirely too damn much. They just don't give them the ball. Calvin Austin had the biggest offensive play for 27 yards from an OPI, from a pass interference play. And I saw a lot during the game. They running wide the hell open. He just don't throw them the ball, especially a lot open in the middle of the damn field. They're the second layer. So they're dinking and dunking and throw it to the first layer, but on the out, like not crossing routes. They're the second layer, dude, and he's not even looking for them. I want to see what they look like with a quarterback that's not scared to go vertical, because Rodgers does the same damn thing. All right, running back grades. I give a running back a C. And they probably going to get the best. I'll give them a C plus, actually. They probably going to get the best offensive grade out of me. And it's not their fault that the coaching staff does what they do. There's not their fault. They had damn near 200 yards rushing, and the coaching staff took them away from the damn game. There's no way in hell that the running back shouldn't have had about 300 yards rushing. So I give them a C plus because it ain't their fault. They only had 1 or 2 negative rushing plays the whole freaking game. Kirby, your grade, man.
I get a running backs a B. I thought they did good. They just didn't. Their problem, like it's always been, they not getting as many opportunities that I think they should get. But from the opportunities that they were given, they did okay. I mean, I give them a B. They wasn't really part of the passing game this week, but They were all right.
Mm.
I just think they're not getting the opportunities.
Yeah. Afton, your grade.
I'll give them a B because I think they rushed for 200 yards, or almost 200 yards, so they did something. And I think most of the lack of explosiveness was on the play calling, not on their effort.
Yeah. They was open. They didn't give him the ball. They was open. They didn't give him the ball. Tate, you're a running back, man.
I'll probably go B. I mean, because Gainwell and Warren ran for 160 on 28 carries. That's 5.7 a carry. They average. So the running back room averaged 5.7 yards a carry on 28 carries. They weren't used that much in the pass game. And to me, with the lack of explosiveness, I'd like to see much more 22 personnel, man. I mean, if you want them both in the game, put them both on the field. Then, if you want to use them both, put them both on the field. Bring off one of them the 13 personnel. Bring off John, who he ain't doing anyway. You got more of a threat on the field when it's Gainwell and Warren on the field with Pat Freiermuth, Washington, and DK than you do with 3 tight ends.
Yeah. The 3 tight end packages is the big tight end. They put Spencer Anderson in there a lot of times as one of the big package tight end thing. So I'm not mad at the 22.
That's when they running the ball though.
Yeah.
So
but I ain't mad at it.
If they want to run 22 and get Darnell Washington more involved in the passing game and put Spencer Anderson as an extra blocker, then the defenses are really confused, right? Because you got 2 running backs in, you got a blocking tight end, you got a tight end that's a really good blocker that can receive the ball, and that's gonna create a lot of, to me, that create a lot of one-on-ones for DK because you got to bring men down the box with that big personnel in there and the threat of 2 running backs. I mean, this is what I like to see. I mean, I don't see Arthur Smith's creativity or usage of his personnel to be that he'll do that. I mean, we already seeing too much of some people on the field when I feel like we shouldn't. I mean, how many times I see Skoranek out there? Nothing against Skoranek. He's a good football player, special teams. You know he's going to block, but he's not doing nothing for the passing game.
He had the biggest catch of the day.
Yeah, I understand that.
He had the biggest catch of the day.
Everybody thought he was going to run. He took advantage of opportunity, but he's not threatening the defense, though. He's not threatening the defense.
No, he's not.
That's how he probably got open. Like, yo, he ain't no threat.
It's still a lead man for the 499. He says, as the standings right now, the Steelers are out of the playoffs. You're absolutely correct. They're absolutely correct. They're out of the playoffs. They're out.
Let me see where they at.
They're like in 7th. They're in 8th place, 8th or 9th place. They're still in the hunt. They're at 6-5 and sitting out of the playoffs. While Tate looks that up, Kirby, tight end wide receiver position room. What's your grade, man?
We putting these together. All right. So
yeah, hell yeah. Because in offense, they are the same. In offense, they're the same.
Again, I give them a C. Again, these guys ain't really won like a lot of drop balls. It's just, hey, they're unfortunately they're playing in the offense that they're playing in.
Yeah.
I can't really, say that they were terrible, dropping balls or whatever. So I give them a C.
Afton, your grade for the wide receiver tight end position.
I agree with Kirby. It was just meh.
I don't know if that's their fault, though. I really don't believe that. I'm telling you, y'all know I sit down and watch that film. Them dudes is open, bro. They just don't throw them the damn ball. They're open. I would love to see what they look like with better quarterback play. Tate, your grade, man. And now I'm going to say this, Tate, before you grade. Jonnu Smith gets an F-. But Tate, your grade for the wide receivers and tight end position together.
Well, I give the tight ends a D+, and that's because Jonnu brings them way down. But Freiermuth and Washington looked all right for their opportunities and the way they held up in the blocking game. I mean, Jonnu Smith got a critical penalty earlier in the game too, a false start.
Facts.
Far as receivers go, I really they get an eye. They get an incomplete. I can't evaluate them. I mean, it's not enough. Calvin also had a couple decent catches. DK got involved early, but if I and the Steelers are currently in 8th place right now in the playoff situation. But yeah, the wide receivers DK and Calvin Austin didn't do enough, so they got it incomplete, man. Yeah, I agree with Paper Plane Wayne for real.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what it is too, because they run choice routes. But go ahead, Kirby. They run a lot of choice routes.
I mean, our tight ends, Washington, two targets, 2 catches. Smith, 3 targets, 3 catches. Freiermuth, 3 targets, 3 catches. I mean, I can't be mad at them guys.
They caught it when they were supposed to.
How many total yards? Who tell me their yardage?
On the yardage.
Under 60. Under 60.
Freiermuth was 19. Smith was 21, and Washington was 22.
62.
So,
right at
62 yards. 62 yards, Tate, on all them damn catches. 62 yards.
But I don't blame them guys. I blame the offensive coordinator of trying to get the ball to all these tight ends when you ain't, like I said before, ain't none of our tight ends are really weapons. They're solid guys, but they ain't weapons.
Mount Washington is a weapon, Kirby.
Man, he's big and yeah, he's hard to tackle, but he ain't Ty Warren. He ain't those guys are weapons.
Kirby, if you run route tree concepts where you have a wide receiver that you're willing to throw the ball with, and you run him underneath, and Travis Kelce's slow motion too. What makes Kelce killer is that you run the wide receiver over the top of him, and throws the ball to him short, and he lets him catch and run. He gets yak yards. Mount Washington would have every damn yak yard you can think of if they give him the ball in the middle of the field. Can't nobody tackle him one-on-one. Nobody. There's nobody in the NFL that can tackle him one-on-one. Nobody. There's absolutely nobody.
That's true. I mean, shit, he 300-some pounds. But the point of it is a defensive coordinator know that I can put, especially if I have an athletic linebacker, I can definitely put a linebacker on him, and he can cover him. Where these other guys as weapons, you can't put a linebacker on them. You got to at least put
really. Because we don't have any explosiveness from the tight end position or the wide receiver position. So the offense is compressed. It's compressed. They don't threaten anybody with nobody but DK. That's why I say with the 2 running backs, you at least have one on one side, game on the other. What you can do in the run game, what you can do with wheel routes, double wheel routes, you get more explosiveness out on the field. They lack that right now.
That's play calling with Arthur Smith. I agree, Tate. That's play calling with Arthur Smith.
A corner biggest fear is getting beat deep. That's their biggest fear. And we don't, I mean, you would say Metcalf is that guy, but they're putting a safety over him. So then everybody else, look, we can play them head up. Yeah, we may get a pass here and there, but
Kirby, but they run go routes to the outside. And from a defensive strategic standpoint, the sideline is an extra defender. So the ball's literally got to be on time in the perfect spot for that player to catch it. How about run a go route across the middle of the damn field? Run a go route where the wide receiver's running right up the damn seam. How about run it? Because they're wide open.
Part of that's on your receiver. If I know I got a go route, he has to break that ball. He has to break his route inside and then fade out so he can have some room. He can't run straight down the sideline. Then, like you say, you're forcing your quarterback to drop it in the bucket.
I see NFL wide receivers run go routes.
Ain't a lot of guys that can do that.
I see NFL wide receivers run go routes up the seams on the hashes all day and night. We don't call it. We don't call it, bro.
You can do that, but I'm just saying that's part of the offense, or that's part of the receivers not running their routes right now. Which one it is, I have no idea. But it's one of the two. The film showed
me them dudes be running wide open. Them dudes run. They don't throw them the damn ball. They don't throw them the damn ball, bro. They don't throw them the ball. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They don't throw. That's quarterback play, but it's also play calling. The only out routes, the only thing that gets a deep pass is a go route to the sideline where the defender is, with the sideline is an extra defender. That is horrible play calling, bro. Horrible.
Let's go. Let's go to the offensive line. I think when you talk about quarterback play, you also got to talk about the offensive line. If the quarterback is being given time and space to make some of these throws that we talk about. So, Afton, what do you think about the offensive line play?
They were mid again. I mean, but I don't think, like, the sacks, I think those were on Mason. They were not on the line.
Facts.
And I don't know how much was play calling and how much was what the backs were seeing why they were going outside. But I didn't see any. Anderson had that one really good block.
Yeah. Remember, I told you that after, and I said, look at that block.
Yeah.
Look at that block on the edge.
And he, he could get down the field a few times, but there's nothing stood out as super great. And nothing really, I mean, I didn't notice anything. Nobody was a revolving door today, so.
Yeah, as far as me for the offensive line, man, I'm gonna give them guys a B-. I mean, nobody gets a good grade, but Mason took both the sacks. They threw the ball 31 times. Mason had time. The running game got 186 yards out of it today. So, I mean, if you take away the 2 sacks Mason gave up, they run from 186. It really threw 31 times. It really wasn't a whole bunch of pressure. And the 2 sacks that were given up, he gave up himself. And they were on Darnell Washington. So I think the offensive line is getting better. I think it's sporadic because they're young still. They're young, right? All of them except Siamalu. So you can be getting more reps and getting better over time and still have some lulls because you're still young. You lack the consistency. I see the talent there. I see them playing well. Now the next step is to be that consistency where you bring it play in and play out. So I give him a B-.
This is a good point right here. Don Claire 3497. A route up the seams is called a seam route. It's not a go route, and a go route is always on the outside. It's up to the receiver to make sure that they run where there's room and always away from the sidelines. Absolutely, that's a great point. That is a great point. Seam routes, absolutely, and they don't run them. Kirby, your grade, man, for the offensive line.
These guys, I don't give them a C+. I give them a C+ because like with the line, you got to really kind of go back and watch the film. Yeah, Mason did give up the 2 sacks, in which that's Mason. I mean, I said it last week. He don't have no pocket presence. He just hold on to the ball. So yeah, no sacks were on him. They ran the ball well. So I would have hoped with that front that they were going against, especially with the backup linebackers, that we could have dominated them even more. But again, can't really blame them because the play calling, you didn't keep smashing the ball at them. So I don't know. And to me, well, never mind. That ain't on the offensive line. I give him a C+.
Without watching the film and early analysis, I'm absolutely gonna give the offensive line a B because I think they did their job. I think they did. When Warren got for tackle for loss in the backfield, he bounced to the outside. The play was designed to the right. When Gainwell got tackled for loss, the play was designed to go to the left, and he bounced it to the right. They blocked. The 2 sacks was on Mason. The offensive line did their job. That's not their fault. It is not their fault. Totally not their fault. Matter of fact, I'm going to be honest. This might have been the best blocking the offensive line did all season. After I go back and watch the film, I bet money this was one of their best games. I bet. I'm willing to bet it because they did their job of 200 yards rushing. I mean, what the hell? 200 yards rushing, and the 2 sacks was given up by Mount Washington, which necessarily wasn't on him. So it was a clean game. No, I bet you this is their best film. I get a line of B. With a short.
Do we know what's up with Broderick? Has anybody heard a update on him?
His neck got jammed up. Yeah, he got a stinger. His neck got jammed up.
Okay.
They got an X-ray for evaluation. He got major pain in his back of his neck because when dude jumped, he pushed off into dude. But Broderick didn't give up no sack. Troy Fautana looked great. He looked great. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's go to the defense, Tate. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The offensive line wasn't threatened at all. Like I said, the 2 sacks, that was all Mason. I mean, but yeah, we can go to the defense. So what position we start at? Let's start at the front, right? Front 7. Let's start with the defensive linemen. The three down.
Well, they played a lot of 3 down in the initial, and why the hell they went away from that, I don't have a clue. But they played a lot of 3 down at the very beginning, right? And there was a few plays where Harmon was getting his behind whooped, and there was a few plays where Keanu Benton was getting his behind whipped. But for the most part, the front 3 interior defensive linemen played a decent game for the most part because they shut the vaunted supposedly Bears running game down. That's not the now. Would I like to see have them get more pressure up on Caleb? But they went to the quick game. I think I read somewhere where Caleb's average attempt was 2.15 seconds per pass. They're not going to get home on that. They went to the quick game.
He's not that accurate either. Real back to hit rewind real quick. Kerr, go ahead and address B. Wayne's comment, would you?
Let's see what we got here.
You know he blind as hell, Tate. He can't see nothing on that screen.
No, I see. I got
why you asked him.
I don't know. I got it. I don't know how y'all can blame Mason for anything except the INT, which DK Big Blank should have caught. Yeah, I mean that was a.
I didn't think it was on DK not catching it though. Not
like
play. That one against Cincinnati.
Sometimes you got to give the other guy credit. I mean, dude made a good play on it. Now the ball was it was a 50-50 ball. It was a 50-50 ball. So when you throw 50-50 balls, you win some, you lose some. But the guy made a good play on it because he almost snatched it with one hand. So
did Mason fumble too?
Yep.
Did Mason take 2 sacks too?
Yeah, he did do that.
Yep.
I see some blame for Mason to go around, but some of y'all want to see it. You got to see it.
Yeah.
And they got scored 21 points. Mason didn't throw it. They was all rushing touchdowns, wasn't they?
Facts.
No, he threw one the fire move.
Yeah, at the end. Because they switched the other one from DK from a pass to a run when he ran on a swing play. Yep.
But sorry. Back to the defense. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Kirby. Your defensive line, the interior, not the edges, the interior.
I thought those guys really didn't play too bad because, like you say, Chicago are they the number 1 rushing team, and they pretty much in
the league.
They pretty much handled them. I mean, they didn't really didn't even have any big run. Well, maybe they had one, but I give those guys a solid. I give them a solid B. I thought they was all right.
Afton, how about you?
I'll give them a B because they did stop the run, and I think that was really important for this game.
Mm-hmm. Tate?
Yeah, man, I'll give them a C+, man, because I mean they did a good job overall stopping the run. But Chicago did get 99 yards, and on that drive where the dude Monongala got that last touchdown, he kind of just ran right through there, man, like it was hot butter, hot knife going through butter. So they played a decent game. They don't get blamed for anything, but they wasn't that menacing, dominating Steeler front we used to. So YA did get a fumble recovery though, where he straight took it from dude.
He did.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go. I'm still give him a C+ though.
Yep. All right, so the edges. Now I'm gonna preference this, and I'm gonna be honest. TJ Watt had a huge play. Fumble in the end zone against Caleb Williams. Herbig picks it up, scores the touchdown. But the rest of the game, They was big trash.
Mm.
They was big trash the rest of them. Boys was dropping out in the coverage, getting killed because they refused to play that damn cover 3. And then Johnson was playing mind games with Tomlin. They put Peyton Wilson, they put Harrison in, and then they run it. I mean, they put Harrison in, they pass it. They put Peyton Wilson in, they run it. And the edges couldn't even get there. They couldn't even get to the crib. So outside of that one splash play, the edges was trash. D. Go ahead, Kirby. Your grade, man.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that because other than that one play, I really thought they didn't do anything. I'm still trying to figure out what Caleb Williams was doing. Like, what you doing, dude? But yeah, they was invisible. So I'm with you, G.
One play.
Yep.
Afton, your goal.
I'll give him a D+ because I think part of their issue was the coach got outsmarted.
He did.
Some of it wasn't on them in the execution. So I'll give him a little bit of grace, but come on.
Yeah. Mike Tomlin and Terrell Austin got their ass whooped, Afton. It's okay to say it. They was playing mind games with him. They was out there with the ghetto boys. My mind is playing tricks on me. That's what they was doing. Tate, your grade. Your grade, bro.
I give them. I'll stick to the D+. They did get a touchdown. That was a combination of TJ and Herbig. So they scored. They did them two. Just did 1/4 of the scoring for the whole entire team.
Yep.
But after that, they were nowhere to be found. And like Afton said, schematics was part of it, right? Scheme. Why are you dropping those guys back? I mean, I don't think you need to be dropping TJ to cover Rome Dunze. What the hell is that? What's that all about?
That's that trash cover 3, Tate. That's that cover 3, big trash. That's that cover 3.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that at all. But I'm just gonna give him a D+, man. Jack Sawyer had a critical penalty on that touchdown. The one to DJ Moore.
Yep,
he jumped off sides. So yeah, man, they didn't do anything special outside that one play, and that was because that wasn't even they got to him really. That was because Caleb Williams held onto the ball foolishly.
Yep,
you know
what he was doing.
That's facts. That is total facts. Total facts.
I give him a D+.
The only thing that's even making me feel halfway good right now is the Philadelphia Eagles is beating the hell out of the Dallas Cowboys. Ma talked all that big bias out there. Get them trash ass out of here. All right, man. Well, inside linebackers, man. F. Peyton, F. Straight F. Peyton Wilson, Malik Harrison, and Patrick Queen was out there getting worked. They was out there getting worked. They didn't know what the hell to do. They didn't know what the hell to do. Now, they might have come up decently in the run game, but they wasn't doing nothing else. They was out there getting lost in the sauce in the coverage. And Johnson was playing mind games with them. F. Straight F, man. You out there getting killed by Cole Kmet and Loveland. They was out there destroying you. They was out there killing you. Your grade, Kirby.
Yeah, the defense got out schemed. I give them a D. They didn't really do nothing. No splash plays. Guys running wide open. I mean, to me, it could have been worse if Caleb Williams was more accurate. He throwing behind guys, but he had guys wide open all day. So
that's
facts. That's going to kind of go on the corners too. But yeah. It was. I give him a D.
Don Carr 3497. Masons is known to throw a good deep ball, and they was 1 for 5 for passes over 10 yards. That's facts too, because he was out there being big trash.
Part of the reason you can blame Mason too.
Yeah.
To go back to the other previous comment.
Facts.
50-50.
Afton. Yeah, 50-50 my ass. He was trash. Afton, go ahead.
I'll give him a D- because again, the coaches got outworked. And when they tried to run the ball when Harrison was in, he was helpful to the line, but they certainly did not impress today.
Horrible. Freaking horrible. Tate, inside linebackers grade, bro.
Big G. We went to school together, right?
Mm-hmm.
In order to get grades, you got to do what?
Show up.
You
Take
gotta
the
show
test.
up at school, and I don't remember seeing them boys out there nowhere. I mean, I don't even think they wasn't there to take the test.
Facts.
I didn't see. I mean, I heard them talking about when they put Harrison in, they pass, and Wilson in, they run. I heard that, but Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, Malik Harrison, I ain't even see none of them on tape, not pop.
Nope.
I saw number 6 getting beat a few times and covered.
Killed.
Well, Wilson was
Yeah,
most talked about when he got that pass interference call.
That's facts.
Well, another reason to take the grade down. So they get less than an incomplete. They get a F incomplete.
How about an F minus, Tate? I like that grade better than anything. An
Yeah,
F
man.
minus.
I bet none of y'all ever had an F minus. I had one before.
In real life?
In 6th grade. Yep. Conduct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn, that's diabolical, Tate. You got an F minus?
Mr.
That's diabolical. You got an F minus. Woo.
Mr. Byrne, my 6th grade teacher, gave me an F minus in conduct.
That's they said you were.
Because I used to talk so much, man. That's why. But go ahead. I'm talking too much now.
You all right? Damn, I ain't never heard nobody in real life get an F minus. Damn.
Roosevelt Elementary. You know where it was? Right across even your grandparents' house.
Sure was. A lot of chaos went on over there. All right, man. Defensive backs. First of all, I'm gonna say this. We need to spend 20 to 30 minutes every practice on the jug machine. I don't give a damn. 20 to 30 minutes every practice needs to be on the jug machine. And if you drop one from the jug machine, you need to drop and give me 25 push-ups. I mean, we got to go old school with it. I need 25, or I need some, we're going to run some suicides. We're going to run some suicides for every time you drop one. Because it's ridiculous how many damn interceptions they dropped. It's ridiculous. F minus for the defensive backs. F minus. Pierre's the only one that played halfway decent, and he dropped one. Kirby, your grade, man. F minus.
Yeah.
F minus.
Because, again, could have been worse. Chicago, Williams just, I don't know. He seemed like he blanks out or something for, I don't know where he'd be throwing the ball to. So those guys were basically wide open. DJ Moore, they brought him back to life. He was killing them.
Sure was. Was, Kirby. He was killing their ass.
So, yeah, I give him an F.
Yeah. Only one that even get a halfway decent grade is Ramsey. Afton, your grade for the DBs.
I'll give him an F.
That's what I'm talking about.
All the dropped balls, I mean, and I'm not one to say that any one play could have changed the game, because if it comes down to one call, you didn't ball, right? Well, they didn't ball today, but a lot of it was on the defensive backs. They weren't playing where they needed to. The dropped balls, and then the sorry excuse for attempting to tackle people.
Facts.
Bring him down. Hit him.
Facts.
Make him think twice about coming at you.
Yep. Facts. Tate, your grade. Get the big trash Cowboys out of here. Fumble. Let's go, Philly. Get their ass out of here.
The defensive backs as a whole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, well, the scheme, Terrell Austin, you get F. Give up 3 touchdown passes. The yardage wasn't so bad, but again, I go back to the scheme. It's part of it with that off-man coverage.
Cover
It's
3.
just too easy to just get off the. Obviously, easy to get off the ball. No Diddy, you just Nobody's challenging you at the line of scrimmage. You get free releases.
Yeah.
That's not
7 yards off, Tate.
It's
7 yards.
It's not a good way to play football unless it's 3rd and 12. Then you can give a little cushion to make sure they don't get to the sticks. But just in base defense, that's terrible play calling. Nobody really popped out there too. Like you said, Duggar dropped the interception. Joey Porter Jr.'s out there, big stupid, running around a dead play, and then you get hurt. You just came back from being hurt. You big dumb.
Not
So,
Dion.
What'd you say?
I said he's not Dion trying to hold the ball up one end. Like,
Oh yeah, you've seen him with that. You've seen him with that.
If he had a fumble with his dumb self, they would have declined the penalty and got the ball right there.
Yep.
Just dumb.
So yeah, it was just dumb. I mean, he had no reason to even be doing that. So,
And he got hurt on that mess. And he got hurt.
now he had got hurt. He had just came back in when that happened, though.
Yeah.
But the fact that he had been hurt would mean don't do that. But yeah, he gets an F too. And then let's just go to the special teams. Special teams gets an F. We didn't get to use Boswell at all. Kicked his little extra points. Corliss Wakeman in the big moment had a terrible punt. The one punt, he had a great punt. They called a penalty on it on Skoranek. And yeah, the special teams didn't do nothing either.
Yeah.
I want to know. I think it was Austin's first punt return. How that wasn't a flag? Dude punched him in the head.
Then there was some suspect play calling out there, bro. I mean, as far as penalties and the refs,
He punched my man in the head.
Because Gainwell got snatched by the head like 3 times, and they never called no face mask or no nothing. He got snatched by the head, literally snatched by his head. So it was
him in the head and immediately dropped that boy. That boy dropped.
Yep. All right, overall coaching, man. Fired.
Yep.
Fired, not an F. Fired. It's time. I done had it. I never thought in a million years I'd get to this point. I done had it. Enough's enough. If nothing changes, nothing changes. I'm tired of it. Fired. They all got to go. Tomlin, Terrell Austin, Arthur Smith, everybody, we got to clean house. Fired. We got to go. Get them out of here. F minus. Fired. Fired. Like Tate spells RELAX. Fired. Get them out of here. Kirby, you're great for the coaching.
F. Going into week 6, we were 4-1. Baltimore was 1-5, and we didn't gave that lead. Well, we didn't gave it up. We tied now, but fireball offense. I mean, unless you win the next games, fireball offense. I mean, it's time. It's time. I mean, it's not a situation where to say that he's a bad coach, but it's time to move on in Pittsburgh. It's just time. But
it is. It is, Kirby. It is. Afton your grade.
F.
Facts.
Anybody who's watched the Bears should have known that Loveland and Kmet were going to be an issue. They like the tight ends. And we had no answer for them today. And that's just one of the very many things that they completely screwed up. So, yeah they get an F today.
After, is it me, or are you really like the coaches lost this game? Am I wrong for saying that?
I never think it's just one or the other, but the coaches, I think, have a much bigger portion of the blame today, just because across the board, their decision-making was bad.
Yes. And we keep seeing the same thing. We keep seeing the same thing. He got out-coached. They got out-coached offensively and defensively. Tate, this on you, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm kind of where y'all at. I mean, I don't think Mike Tomlin deserves to be fired, but it might be time for a mutual parting of ways. It's getting to be where it's the same old. You know what I mean? This could have been potentially expected, right? We come out in the first half, even the first drive, we get 3 and out. You feeling good, then Mason come throw the big dumb interception, and
On
The
a
Bears
third or
go
second
down
and
against them.
one. On a second and
Oh,
one, Tate, go ahead.
That's when you take a deep shot. Though
Yeah.
I ain't mad at the play call, but the results, right? I mean, and then just like I don't think they was out coached. I mean, because I didn't see Ben Johnson do anything special that he changed from it from the first half. I just think we didn't do anything. So it wasn't out coach. You just didn't do enough yourself. You know what I mean? Chicago
I
didn't
don't know. I
change
think
their
Ben
game plan.
Johnson outsmarted Terrell
Yeah.
Austin, though.
He sure in the hell did. He went
On-
quick game. He went quick game on the starter, tearing our asses up.
Did he outsmart him, or the Steelers allowing that to happen? Like Terrell Austin refusal to get out of that, or Mike Tomlin refusal to get out of what they was doing. It ain't nothing Ben Johnson did. Ben Johnson took it like Ben Johnson didn't have to do anything schematically different from the beginning of the game. The
Agreed.
run game was shut down. They're the leading run team in the NFL. Steelers
Agreed.
shut that down. So they passed in the first half. They passed in the second half. Caleb Williams had 3 touchdown passes. Now Chicago didn't do anything different. Not one time did Mike Tomlin or Terrell Austin say, "We're gonna press. We'll get out of this defense." So Ben Johnson just did what he had been doing. Wasn't like a spectacular coaching move to say, "Oh, they doing this. Now I'm gonna do that." He didn't have to make an adjustment. He just did from the beginning of the game what he did all game because the run game, which is their strong suit, was shut down. So
he cat and mouse the hell out of linebackers, though, Tate. He cat and mouse that. He cat and mouse that.
He did that for a series or two, but that wasn't the Steelers. The Steelers lost the game. Even on that, I wouldn't have punted at the end of the game when it was 4th and 8, because I'm thinking if it's me, we can't get him the ball back. Even if I give him the ball back here at the 40-yard line, I hold him to a field goal. We still need to go down and get a touchdown. You got more game time to play with. So that I did like the play call with the Gainwell run. I like that play call. But yeah, man, just overall, it looked like more of the same. It looked like more of the same. So, and that's what it's been looking like, if I'm honest about it, for a few years now. I mean, like, get up for a big game, get down. Because, I talked about this game, this game I was looking forward to the most. And for us to go out, and even when Mason Rudolph was playing, I said, "Oh, we still can win this game." But it just didn't look good at all. I mean, except for when it was 14-7, Y.A. Black got that fumble. I saw an avenue to take control of it, but the Steelers can't handle prosperity. And that relates to the coaching. You can't take advantage of opportunities. You can't handle prosperity when you're on a winning streak. You lose to a bad team, all that stuff like this. So I'm not in the like firing lane, but I mean, man, Mr. Rooney, Mike Tomlin, yourself, y'all need to have a discussion and kind of go ahead and maybe part ways end of the season. Maybe negotiate a trade, work out something. And Steeler fans, don't think that it's going to get better if we do that. It's not.
I don't
going to
know
get better.
about that, Tate. I don't know about that.
It's not going to get better right away. We're going to have a new coach, a new quarterback. It ain't going to get better right away. Baltimore still got Lamar Jackson. Cincinnati still got to go have Joe Burrow. It ain't going to get better right away. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know.
Rooney needs to crack open the piggy bank and pay for quality assistant coaches.
That's number one.
Stop asking them to do more with less. That's what we need to get away from.
I agree with that too.
And we got 12 draft picks, and we're gonna have top 5 free agent money once we make Hayward go off into the dust and get rid of Jonnu Smith. It could get real good real quick.
Yeah,
it could get real good real quick because the pieces are there.
Yeah, it's not. It ain't. You're not coming to a team where it's just bare. It's players here.
Yeah,
who's your quarterback and who's your coach?
Well,
as long as that's unknown, you can't say it's gonna get better.
The coach, I would have to. I got to give the Rooney's credit. They
ain't missed. They ain't missed.
Good, so you got, because just like when Cowher, everybody was saying the same thing with Cowher left. Oh, what's gonna happen? When Tomlin got hired, nobody knew who he was, and it turned out to be good. So on that end, I got to give the Rooney's credit that they ain't gonna miss. Whoever it is, they ain't gonna miss on it. And then obviously you got to get the quarterback. But like what Afton said, the number one thing is you got to open up your pockets to bring in a good offense and defensive coordinator, and you got to spend some money. You can't
Yep.
be bringing in these retread dudes. Can't be bringing in some cheap guy. You got to give that head coach the opportunity to bring in his guy. And hey, if it's a person you got to spend some money on, that's what you got to do.
Yep.
Well,
Jason,
then the head
man.
coach has to let him work.
Facts.
Yeah.
After, I'm gonna come back to that. Let me read this comment. Jason, thanks for the $4.99. Ravens struggle against the Jets, and now they're in first place in the division. Shameful. Changes need to be made on this season. That's facts. And Afton, you are absolutely correct. The deal is this: once Tomlin goes, then we see what the offense looks like and the defensive stint looks like from hiring quality coaches. You got top free agent money. You got 12 freaking draft picks. This thing can get good quick. And you got to be able to trust Omar Khan and Andy Waddle to do what the hell they saw done in Philadelphia. Don't forget, Philadelphia had Carson Wentz. Philadelphia had Andy Reid. And they shipped both their asses out of there. And when that turned into Jalen Hurts and their head coach and some Super Bowls. So it can be done. It can be done.
They had Doug Peterson too.
Correct, but they shipped Andy Reid and
shipped
Carson
him out of there.
They shipped Doug Peterson's ass, Carson Wentz. They shipped their ass out of there, and they was winning. They was winning.
Won a Super Bowl, didn't he?
Yeah,
He won
yeah,
a
they
Super
was.
Bowl.
Yeah, they was winning. And
Peterson did win the Super Bowl, but they was bad when he got fired, though.
Yeah,
That's when he refused to play Jalen Hurts into that season, and he was playing that other guy they had that was terrible, I believe. Where was he from? I forgot who it was, but Studfield or Sunfield.
Yeah, Sunfield.
Yeah.
It was so they was playing in front of Jalen. What kind of trash diabolical was that? That was trash.
Some Arthur Smith type stuff. It sounded like, but yeah, they got rid of him, and then they brought in Sirianni. I don't even know how great a coach he is, but he's the new.
And he was on the
Tomlin,
and he was on the hot seat.
He's a rah-rah. He's a player's guy, but you know the X's and O's. So I'm saying, yeah.
Tate, they got
go for a new voice.
They got hella assistants over there. In Philadelphia, they got hella assistants, man. And their scouting department is outstanding. And their GM, he's numero uno. And Andy Waddle and Omar Khan came up underneath this dude. So they got the ability to do it. Sometimes you got to get, it's like having a plugged up damn vacuum cleaner. You got all kind of push and air and everything else, but you got that one cog that's holding us back. Get the cog out the way and let's push the air through. Yeah. Because I'm telling you, they got it. 12 draft picks, top 5 agency money. Tomlin's ass got to go. Tomlin's got to go.
Philly will get rid of you.
Yeah, Philly with the quit. And guess what that turns into, Kirby? Championships.
Yeah.
They kicking Dallas ass right now, 21-0, because they going for another chip.
Philly
and did you see what they did at the trade deadline? They made all kind of shifts and changes because they trying to go all in to get the chip. They understand. So you got to trust the GM. You got to trust the job that they do. Move the coach out the way and bring in some quality coaches at head coach and defensive offensive coordinator. And let's get this thing on the road because we got pieces. We got pieces.
It's just time. I mean, like everybody had that one guy at their job. He been there 25 years. You can't tell him
go.
He don't want to change. He don't want to, and to me, that's where Tomlin's at right now.
He got to go.
For a guy who says we eschew comfort, he sure seems to be awfully comfortable.
That's facts.
Yeah, he is comfortable.
Because ain't nobody challenging him after.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody challenging. He knows he runs the roost, but it's time to go. It's time to go. And listen, he'll land on his feet. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. He'll be a head coach instantaneously. Okay, cool. But it's time for us to get a new voice in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's time for us to get a new voice. And I've never been all in on Tomlin like this. I'm there now. And the only thing that'll change this is we go on a playoff run. That's the only thing. And then at that point, if we go on a playoff run, Tomlin still needs to think about running out the door. Because I'm all in. He's got to go, bro. We got to orchestrate a trade him off to a team that actually needs a coach, a foundation around rah-rah guy that likes defense, and we go from there. Hayward's got to retire. He's got to retire.
They could have been playing against him today. That was on Rooney.
Yeah. What you talking about, Johnson? No, they wasn't gonna do it.
I'm saying no. Tomlin would have been Chicago's
before Johnson.
Yeah, because
in January,
they called him and they said Rooney didn't even hung up on the man. They didn't even want to hear.
Still,
but now the Giants need a new coach.
Yep. So right now they're hiring, and Steelers fanatic says who's the coach and who's the quarterback. That's why you got. That's why you got 12 draft picks, top 5 free agency money. You continue to build the roster and draft your quarterback.
Is there any quarterback right now you want to draft you see putting the future in right now?
Okay, so let me say this.
Now let's hurry up so we get out of here.
Yeah, let me say this. There was a lot of people that was not high on Lamar Jackson being an NFL first-round draft pick. There was a whole hell of a lot of people that wasn't high on Jalen Hurts.
Whatever you finish say, Lamar Jackson won the Heisman. Jalen Hurts finished second in the Heisman. Jalen Hurts took his team to a playoff and a national championship. Lamar Jackson was at Louisville then, so they weren't never going to get there.
I hear you.
Who are you about to say? Because
I'm not saying it. What I'm saying is that those players were not evaluated to be top-notch NFL quarterbacks. And the truth of the matter, they are. So I think for maybe the first time, we got to realistically move into a modern offense with a quarterback that is mobile. Now, are there guys in this draft that have that skill set? Absolutely. There's guys that have that skill set. But however, we'll never know because we don't give the guy an opportunity to play quarterback. And that's the move. That the Baltimore Ravens changed their whole franchise around because they let go of Joe Flacco and they went with Lamar. The Philadelphia Eagles changed their destiny by letting Jalen Hurts play quarterback.
With that being said, at that time when Flacco was winding down, they was talking about getting rid of Jim Harbaugh then too. Lamar Jackson saved John Harbaugh. Saved John Harbaugh too. So
that's facts.
Could that be a possibility?
What?
Could the right guy come in and save Tomlin? Far as the overall, no,
because he's not gonna let him cook.
Yeah, he ain't gonna let
He's not. Okay. Harbaugh had to get out the way of Lamar. He had to get out the way. So Tomlin's not gonna let the quarterback just go. He's not gonna let, and that's what you need. You need a young. I damn near wish we would have drafted Jackson Dart. I mean, hindsight is 20/20, but I damn near wish because he's a player. He's a player, and we missed.
Who you talking about, Big G? All you said was a mobile quarterback. Who you talking
about?
I
want the offensive or defensive coordinator. I don't know if he's talking about coaching because I saw another comment.
Quarterback.
He said who was the next coach and quarterback. He said it right before then.
Well, you were talking quarterback, and the last comment is who?
Well, for number one, and as bad as I said, I don't need him. I would give Lenore Sellers an opportunity, not in the first round, second round. I would give Arizona State's quarterback an opportunity, not first round, second round. There's a few mobile quarterbacks that can actually play in the collegiate level.
I'm starting to like the guy from Oregon, Moore, a lot too.
Dante Moore. But you got to have the right coach to put him with him, right? Yeah. So and listen, I'll take anybody from Sean McVay's tree. I'll take anybody from my man over at the 49ers tree. I'll take anybody from over there. I'll take anybody from Andy Reid's tree. Because what those three coaches do is they empower the quarterback.
Stepping in the red zone. Hey, man, we got to get ready for the KnoItAllz. I don't know if Mod going to show up.
Because it's diabolical.
He going to call in.
He might, I asked the other day, you going to show up?
Yeah. On the Lions tree, too. You're right, Boxing Man. The Lions tree. The Lions, 49ers.
We got 8 up last year.
Hey, but they doing good now. Well, Aaron Glenn ain't doing no good, but the rest of the Lions coaches.
Tree. I mean, who the dude on defense or the dude offense? They about lost to the Giants today.
Sure did.
I mean, they record the same as Pittsburgh. They might just win 7-4. We were 6-5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's the NFL. I do for the first time, that I put it out there that I'm like not fired. You don't fire a coach that's never had a losing season and been what Tomlin has been. But all just the coaches, no Cowher, none of them got fired. It's just time to step away, right? So I think you that's some of that could be warranted, and just see what that looks like as the offseason comes. A lot of decisions be made in Pittsburgh, even if they do make the playoffs this year. Unless they make a tremendous run to the AFC Championship game, it's gonna be some heads falling.
B. Dot Wade said 1, 2, 3, Cancun. Cancun. It's looking like it. It's looking like it. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's looking like it.
But with that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and get out of here. Any final thoughts? Like 30 seconds a person, because Big G and Kerb, y'all rambled. I can count on Afton. Y'all rambled through for about a minute and 90 seconds, which is like 5 minutes.
Tate, here go my final thoughts. I ain't even got to say a word. Coaching in Pittsburgh.
Adios, muchachos. Okay.
No bloviating for G today, huh?
That's it.
Kerb.
Ain't nothing else to talk about.
I keep mine simple. Everybody gave me a hard time, but like I said, this team is mid.
Afton.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. I don't know what the change is, but something's got to change.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll just say, I don't know what Boxing Man talking about in the chat, but not going to worry about it until next week's game for the 2-minute warning. It'll be a little later next week. We play Buffalo at a 4:25 game. We will be back on the KnoItAllz here in about 25 minutes. So see you guys then. Big G will be Monday with the Level Up podcast talking college football.
It's rivalry week. I hope we end up better than we started off the damn week. Jesus Christ. I don't know if I could take the fact if my boys drop another one to them trash toonies. Because, man, we lost to the Diabolical Bears, and I'd have to lose that. Oh, man, I'm on suicide watch.
Hey, G, what's that quarterback in Oklahoma? That dude is terrible.
John Mateer, and some Steeler fans want him, too, and he
Man,
trash.
that guy's terrible. Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, all right. So until next week for this show, until we see you again here on the KnoItAllz channel, thanks for tapping in, everybody. We certainly appreciate it. And the Steelers lost 31-28. We fall to 6-5, second place in the division, eighth in playoff race on 8 out of 7 teams. It looks like last I saw Jacksonville was losing. If Jacksonville loses, we jump back up to 7, but not that matters. Got a tough game against Buffalo next week, but Buffalo looks mid too. So we'll see. This AFC is crazy, but yeah, things need to change in Pittsburgh. We'll hear more of the same this week in the press conferences and the player interviews and stuff like that. We got to play better. We got to do this. We got to do that. You know, we've heard it all before. With that being said, everybody, we out till me and Big G till for about 20 minutes. See you then. Peace.
Peace.
Let's go.
Mamba out.
Y'all come back now. Here.
Hey, Tate, Mod said he's checking on his mom.